Gemma. Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you very much for that, brother. Thank you very much for that.
Cold vigil, post-separation abuse. Hi, everyone. I think I'm going to start now. Sorry I'm late. I caught the wrong connection train this morning, so thank you for all being so patient. Bear with me while I try to read this from my phone. Okay. So right now, across the country, domestic abuse is not being taken seriously, and neither is post-separation abuse. Not in the criminal courts, not in the family courts, and not in the multi-agencies. Every single year, around 56,000 private law cases and over 50,000 public law cases are pushed through the family courts. Behind those numbers are real children, real parents, and real lives. And within those cases, we're seeing something deeply, deeply concerning and something very, very wrong. Children are being removed from their safe parents. They're being handed to perpetrators or forced into the care system completely unnecessarily. Protected mothers are being placed under intense and unjust microscopes, judged, scrutinised, and held to a far higher standard than perpetrators of domestic abuse. Meanwhile, the perpetrators, they're systematically able to use the system itself as a tool to continue their coercive controlling behaviour after the relationship has ended. This is post-separation abuse, and it is happening every single day in our UK family courts in plain sight. From the unregulated so-called expert psychologists stealing children from their safe parents to HCPC regulated psychologists being given biased instruction to ensure that they pathologise mothers as mentally ill for simply protecting their children, raising concerns of domestic abuse, rape, child sexual abuse and other serious acts. This is not about simply understanding domestic abuse anymore. We all understand it. The research is there. The reviews and the reports are all there. The damning harm panel report, the review of the presumption of contact, the Domestic Abuse Commissioner's report, and the lived experience is undeniable. This is about taking it seriously. It's about ensuring that evidence of domestic abuse and coercive control is properly tested in family court, and that it is recognised and that it is acted upon. Because right now, too many children are being placed in harm's way, and too many survivors are being re-traumatised with the very systems that are meant to protect them. This is why we are here today. We are here outside Parliament because this is where change must happen, and it must happen now. And whether you're here for a short time, returning later, or standing here with us, sorry, I've lost where I am. Hang on. Every person here who's watching from across the country strengthens this call for justice. I want to begin by acknowledging that many of you here today are survivors, and some of you are parents, advocates, professionals and allies. All of you are part of something profoundly important. As many of you know, I'm Sarah Taylor and I'm the founder of PEPSA, which stands for Prevent, Educate and Eradicate Post-Separation Abuse. I stand here not only in that role, but also as a survivor of domestic abuse, post-separation abuse and coercive controlling behaviour. I know personally what it means when the system that are meant to protect instead become tools that perpetrators use for harm. And I know that I am not alone. This vigil matters. It matters because too many families are still being failed. It matters because children are being placed at risk through systems that are uneducated and failing them. They are denying them justice, denying them the realities of coercive control and post-separation abuse. It matters because the presumption of contact at all cost with both parents, even when serious abuse is disclosed and not tested, places children directly into the hands of those who have caused the harm in the first place. 67 children have been murdered at the hands of perpetrators who were known to authorities, who were given unsafe contact ordered by the UK family courts. 68 children, if you include beautiful 10-year-old Sarah Sharif. We are here to say enough. This has to change. We are here to call for transparency in the family courts, for accountability, for evidence of coercive controlling behaviour to be rigorously tested and taken seriously. We are here to demand that perpetrators are no longer allowed to use the system as a continuation of abuse. And we are here, importantly, to stand together, to create a space where survivors feel seen, heard, validated and supported. Before we move on, I want to take a moment as well to acknowledge Gemma, founder of Raina Advocacy, who has worked tirelessly to organise this vigil. And this has taken an enormous amount of work behind the scenes, coordination and persistence, and a real commitment. Thank you so much, Gemma.
Right on, Gemma.
It is also an honour for me to be supporting and bringing together the speakers today and tomorrow. Over the next 24 hours, we have an incredible lineup of speakers who will bring insight, expertise and lived experience to this space. I'll be reading on behalf of PEEPS' patron, Kate Kniveton, survivor of the family court system, whose work and advocacy have been instrumental in shining a light on these issues and pushing for systemic reform. I'm also honoured to read Dr. Elizabeth Dolgano's speech, founder and director of SHERA, whose academic research and dedication have significantly advanced understanding of the significant harms of the family court system. We're also going to hear from Dr. Adrian Barnett, academic and co-founder of Right to Equality, who continues to challenge inequality and advocacy for justice and fairness within our institutions. And tomorrow we'll be joined by psychologist Selena Jones, who will be helping us to better understand the psychological impact of domestic abuse and post-separation abuse. Lucy Wade will be here tomorrow hosting a live podcast, interviewing speakers and capturing the voices and experiences heard beyond this space. And we will conclude with CEO of Kaleidoscopic UK, Vicky Robertson, reflecting on the importance of inclusive, survivor-centred approaches and the collective responsibility that we all share in driving this change. Each voice you will hear represents a piece of a much larger picture. Together they form a powerful call for reform. But beyond the speakers, beyond the discussion, this vigil is about presence. It's about bearing witness. It's about standing in solidarity with those who cannot be here and those who are still finding their voice or have been completely silenced. I also want to gently remind everyone that this is a trauma-informed space and many here carry deep pain.
Definitely.
Please be mindful of one another, look after each other and look out for each other. Take breaks if you need. There is strength in stepping back as much as there is in standing forward.
24 hours.
I ask with sincerity.
Yeah, they're going the whole hog as well. Yeah, they're going the whole crew. And there's a lot of guys coming down in the evening as well. They're sorted out for it. So
we hold space for truth. We hold space for children who deserve safety. We hold peace for survivors who deserve justice. And we hold peace for change, real, lasting, systemic change. Thank you for standing here, thank you for your courage, and thank you for being part of this movement to prevent, educate and eradicate this post-separation.
Well done, well done.
well done. Well done.
Something to read to you all from Melanie B as well, which I'll do a bit later on. She contacted us this morning and wanted to be a part of this. So, being a victim herself of domestic abuse and post-separation abuse.
Well done.
Live on Predator.
Dave has spoken. Dave has spoken. Dave has spoken. What's up, Geese? You alright? Yeah. Hey? Butterby. He's a nice guy. He seems alright. Yeah. Joe Calzaghe's father, isn't it? I signed his belt, yeah.
I mean, you signed it.
Signed it. You signed it.
Actually, everyone, I'm just going to quickly read what Melanie B from Vice Hill sent me this morning. These are Melanie B's words. Melanie B, patron of Women's Aid. I want to thank everyone here for supporting this cause, which affects so many families and destroys so many lives. Abuse never ends. That's a fact that we live with. It's a fact I've lived with for the past 9 years. but the reform needed to change the system, to educate, to fundamentally overhaul the way the family courts work, well, it never really seems to start. That is why this vigil is so important. It takes people to make change. It takes many voices to shout. It is up to all of us to keep shouting, to try to be heard. I know I won't ever stop until change starts. Melanie B, Spice Girls.
There you go, Mel B from the Spice Girls.
Hello, everyone.
What's happening, mate?
Something good, right?
Yeah, where's all the people? Where's Thingy Box? I've seen some of these about before.
Yeah.
Two up front.
Yeah. She's a bit lively, isn't it? The old murderers. Murderers get more justice. Very sprightly. Very sprightly. Come all the way from Weymouth. Sierra, isn't it? Yeah.
What's she got in her room?
Hey?
Is she a furry?
I think she is, yeah.
Furry?
Have a go, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, I know, yeah. Right, we're just going to let a few other people, sorry mate, just going to have a few other people have a little film, let them have their little doodah.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, right? I'm not angry. Yeah, but
What it means is that there is strong, ongoing emotional, ongoing contact between children and non-resident fathers following parental separation. That is the priority of the family justice system. The higher courts repeatedly emphasize that cogent, compelling reasons are required to increase contact, that the court shouldn't give up on trying to make contact work, and that contact should only be terminated as a last resort.
24 years, isn't it?
And this
Yeah, and they're going for it and all.
is the biggest obstacle
This fella's coming down later over the night, so they said they're all sorted anyway.
from
I think there's only a couple of them. The bloke's booked a thingy though, he's booked a hotel, I think.
there have been multiple
I think the fella there, Dave, I think he's booked a hotel. Brother, that's right.
by senior judiciary
Ain't got a thing on
the family court response.
What's that, YouTube? No, I had a go of it, but I thought, I'll just go on here. So I'm going to do a lot of clips later
Shifting this
and just stick them out on the clips.
So, what are the consequences of it?
What?
And first of all, bear in mind that domestic abuse, as the Domestic Abuse Commission has recently found,
Yeah, it's good, mate, good. Yeah, I'm just letting a few others get a chance to have a little film, you know what I mean?
evidence of domestic abuse is found in 87% of cases.
Yeah,
But sexual contact led to domestic abuse being minimised, marginalised, and ignored by the family courts, and therefore considered.
You know what, I keep losing stuff, Jay.
it's all in your bag, right?
Yeah.
Andy Burton.
Sorry? Yeah, I'm just letting everyone else get a go, you know what I mean? Just, you know.
They visibly saw domestic abuse happening live in the courtroom, and all the court actors were absolutely oblivious. So, mothers trying to protect their children are often regarded as distracted. While abusive fathers can be awarded contact without any expectation of change or taking responsibility for their lives. This is misogyny, and the family court is infested.
I like your motels.
So domestic